everyone! Welcome to my little vlog where I go to Thailand. We actually had a layover, so this is only the first flight, but I also had a second flight.
We have just landed at Chiang Mai International Airport. The local time now is 35 minutes past 8 in the morning.
The first thing that I did when I went to the airport was get some money because that's the most important. And then I took a Grab, which is the equivalent of Uber in Thailand. And I went to wash my laundry because I needed to. This may not seem aesthetic, but being a backpacker and solo traveler, this was a must. And while I waited, I grabbed some food from the market next door. This was 1,000 baht, which is equivalent to around $30. And this is what I got. I have no idea what it is. Maybe my Thai friends can tell me. But it came with some seasonings, some soup. It was really good, honestly. Then I took my next Grab to go up to the mountains and go to a few temples. This is the King of Thailand, and Thai people really love and admire the royalty here. They are highly respected. But the queen did just pass away, so you will see many people in dark clothes and black clothes to show their respects. But I finally arrived at the temple, and I was so excited for this one because it was my first temple in Thailand, and it would be my very first impression of what Thailand would be like for me. Going up to the temple, you have to take this giant staircase, which took me about 10 minutes, and trust me, it was a workout. But I got my ticket, and it was finally time to go see the views. Honestly, I took my time here. I was meditating, I was journaling, I was really reflecting, honestly. And I think at this time, the monks also were taking day trips to the temples to gather and meditate. But then I decided to go to my next temple, and in order to do this, I took a sangtal. Hopefully I'm saying it right, but it's this little red truck that fills up with passengers. And it's cheap. It's about maybe $1 to take for 20 minutes. This was how many people were in it with me. And then I finally arrived to my next temple. I was excited for this one because my friend had went to this and it looked so beautiful when she had posted it. So I really wanted to see it for myself. And I was correct. It was gorgeous. There was a lot to explore actually at this temple. The temple grounds were very large. This little statue is actually to protect from evil energy and spirits. It's similar to the Shisa, which is an Okinawan lion dog for protection. But then I went to my next destination, which was Chiang Rai, and that was 2.5 hours away, and I actually took a bike the whole way because my bus was canceled for some reason. It wasn't that bad, honestly, but it took a while. But I finally arrived to my hostel. I was greeted by a little baby. He was so sweet. The views here were so perfect. I would definitely recommend this hostel to anyone. The people were nice, the energy was good, it was peaceful. Everything was so clean as well. So then the next day, I actually woke up early to go to another temple. Actually, driving around Thailand, you'll see so many cannabis shops. I didn't realize it was legal until I got here. This is the temple we're going to. The statue of the Buddha is humongous. But this view, Oh my god, it was chef's kiss. It was one of my favorite views in Thailand, and I wish I could go back and spend the day there. The temples were just so stunning. The architecture, the work, the efforts that went into making these, oh my god, I couldn't even imagine. Also, when you go to temples, you're expected to take off your shoes as a sign of respect. Then I went to the next temple. This one was beautiful. It was about 10 stories high. And here is the Buddha up close. Then I went to my next temple for the day. This one took about 30 minutes to get to, so the views were just insanely beautiful on the way as well. The landscape and mountains were so different from Japan, by the way. But then I arrived to my second temple, and I got some ice cream. I really recommend this coconut ice cream. It is very, very good. Then I went to the temple, and okay, I take it back. This temple was actually my favorite temple because of the architecture and just the crystals and the views. It was so peaceful. I didn't really record much, sorry, but there's this little market that's next to it, which I also recommend to go to. Everything is so cheap, and there's so many good things you can buy here. Then it was time for me to go back and go to the hostel to kind of freshen up and just relax before my next activity. Here's me playing pool, which I love. It's actually Christmas time here, so there's so many Santa decor, which I thought was cute. But I went to the night market and I just looked around at some shops. Since it was Christmas time and almost New Year's, they had a lot of celebrations and some artists played. I got some fruit. And yes, I am solo traveling, so I eat by myself, and it's not really awkward, honestly. I've gotten used to it. And then I got some khoai soi. And then I went for dessert to get some roti, which is a traditional Thai dessert as well. Oh my god, it's so good. Please try, guys. At this point, people were starting to show up a lot, which I loved. And fun fact, the moon is sideways in Southeast Asia. And I'm telling you, they really love Christmas here. And the lights, the gold architecture, oh my god, everything is just so beautiful in Thailand. So now it's the next morning. I went back to my hostel and it's breakfast time. They serve a lot of yummy little foods. They had watermelon, bananas, sausage, eggs. But then it was time for me to check out. It was actually my last day in Chiang Rai. So I went to 7-Eleven and got a few snacks for the day. This is also really good. And I saw this temple right next to the 7-Eleven, so of course I had to go. And this one was empty, so I was like, am I allowed to go here? So I did anyways, and I'm glad I did because it was very beautiful. At this point, other people are starting to come in too, so I just figured that it was early in the morning for people to come. Again, take off your shoes. The next place I went to was to get mango sticky rice. I had this for breakfast. I don't regret it. It was amazing. It tasted so good. And for lunch I had pad kaprao. I don't really know what happened at this point, but I got really sick with a fever. And that sucked because I was just about to take an overnight bus to go to Bangkok. So I tried to sleep, but I was very uncomfortable. At least they gave me snacks. We arrived and I immediately went to my hotel to sleep. So all of this footage that I'm filming right now is from 2 days later. But I decided to go on a little trip because at this point it was my last day. So I took the train and we headed over to this little market. I really love how the nature interacts with the city. And then I finally arrived to the weekend market. It was a really huge market. I couldn't tell you how big, but there was so many places to go and explore. You could definitely get lost in here. It was a big maze. Then I went to get a mango smoothie, but be careful with the ice because this ice was contaminated and I got sick, more sick than I was. Then I headed over to relax in the park and get some sun. But after, I went back to Bangkok and went to this little cafe. Got a little sandwich. And then I was on my way again. I had to fit all of this in one day, but I went to see this beautiful temple. Oh my god, in the night it lights up. So I stayed there the whole time. And after that, that was basically it. That was the end of my trip. I went back to the airport. Then I ate my dinner at the airport before I headed out. And that was basically all of the trip in Thailand. Hopefully you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye!